Welcome back to day 29. We are looking at the Children's Bible 365 stories from the Bible for us to learn and get to know God better. And today the story is the strange wrestling match, which can be found in Genesis 32. As Jacob came nearer and nearer to Canaan, where his father still lived, he kept thinking about his brother Esau. Would he still be angry because Jacob had cheated him out of the older brother blessing? Would he still want to kill Jacob? Jacob remembered God's promise at Bethel to keep him safe and bring him home once more. So he prayed, "Oh God, when I left home and came this way before, I had nothing but the staff I carried. You have made me rich, and now I am coming back with flocks and herds and a large family. I don't deserve all your kindness, but please keep me safe from Esau." That evening Jacob sent his servants, his flocks of animals, and all his family ahead of him across the ford. He wanted to be alone that night, to be quiet and think. During the long hours, a man appeared out of the darkness and began to wrestle with him. Jacob sprang to defend himself, and the two struggled and grappled together hour after hour. Neither would give in. Suddenly, at dawn, as dawn began to break, the stranger touched Jacob's hip and put it out of joint. Jacob could not fight any longer. Then Jacob guessed that his wrestling partner was more than an ordinary man. The stranger turned to go, but Jacob clung on to him, asking for his blessing. "What is your name?" the stranger asked him. "Jacob," he replied. "I am going to give you a new name," the man said. "You will be called Israel." The name means one who strives and preserves. You have preserved in your struggles. Pause it a second. "I am going to give you a new name," the man said. "You will be called Israel." The name means the one who strives and preserves. You have preserved in your struggles with God and other people. You have held on to God's promises through thick and thin, and you have won your battle. "What is your name?" Jacob asked him, but the stranger did not tell him. He blessed Jacob and left him as the sun rose bright. Jacob limped away, knowing that once again he had met God. What do you think about that? Beautiful story of God's promises. Beautiful. But the key for me is Jacob separating himself from the herd and the people and giving himself time to be with God, to pray. There's a scripture somewhere in the Bible that says, "Go in your secret place and come and seek me," or something to that effect. So separate yourself from the people in your world and pray. Ask God for help. Tell him you don't know what you're doing if it's the first time you're praying. Tell him you just want to seek his face. You want to know him. You want to explore this relationship. Tell him that you're struggling and ask him for help. I think our biggest weakness as humans is being able to surrender and ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength that you are able to identify that you need help and that you are able to ask for it, because no man is able to do everything by themselves. No matter what this world is trying to teach us or our children, we shouldn't be working by ourselves. We shouldn't be doing things by ourselves. We should be working in our partnerships, and our marriages, in our relationships with our children, we should be doing things together. There should be more family businesses. We shouldn't rely on big corporations. We should support those smaller businesses that are local, that are family based, that are a small unit of people working together, striving together. I hope that helps. God bless.